Hello, fifth graders. It is good that you are here with us. We're going to read an awesome, fun story. And you know what else we're going to do? We're going to learn about cause and effect. These might be some new things for you. You perhaps haven't heard these words before. So let me tell you about them. The first one is cause. So cause, what is it? Well, there's a couple different definitions of cause. It's a person or a thing that gives rise to an action, phenomenon, or condition. And also, it can be kind of what made it happen. Like, what is it? Well, this is a cause of something that happened. Effect is the result of that cause. So it's the result of the action. We can think of it as something that happened next. So first there was cause, and then there was an effect. So I'm going to show you some examples, and this is really some fun stuff. Let's talk about this. We're going to use this fun graph called cause-effect graph. You can see up here it says cause, what made it happen, effect, what happened next. So here we go. You touch something hot, the burner's on, a flame, something is hot. You touch it, what happens? You get burned, right? Or hopefully you pull your hand away before you get burned, but you get burned. That's another example. You blow out a candle. Perhaps it's a candle on a birthday cake, right? You blow it out, what happens? The flame goes out. Absolutely. Most of the time, let's hope, unless we're in a storm, you flip a light switch, what happens? Anyone? You're right, the light turns on. Oh, what about this? Here in Minnesota, we got some snow perhaps tonight. You bring a snowball inside. What happens? It melts, right? Could we change that? Could we change if we have a snowball coming with us? Perhaps Olaf from Frozen comes in. How could we change it so the snow doesn't melt, or so our friend Olaf from Frozen doesn't melt, right? What would we do? Well, we could stick it in the freezer, one thing. We could put the snow on some ice, like a cooler, or my suggestion is you just keep the snow outside, right? You bring it in, show your mom, show your dad, show your little brother, bring it outside and leave it outside. So when we read, what's really important and what's fun to do when we read is to predict what might happen. And we can use the clues that we read to predict that, which is helping with our cause and effect. And then when we can reflect upon what we're reading and what we see, and that's how could you change the effect? How could you change what happens because of something that happened? And you know what? That would change the end of the story. And there's so many possibilities. And a lot of times you'll read and you'll be like, oh, that was such a dumb thing to do. Why didn't he do this? Why didn't he say this? So those are some things that we can do as readers to help reflect and predict what's going to happen and maybe change our own ideas. So what I want y'all to do right now is to pull out your book, Tanya's Money Problems. We're going to read this together. But before we do that, let's look at our main characters. We've got Tanya over here on the left. Well, look at Tanya. She obviously does not look very happy, right? I wonder why. We can think about this. Well, I'll tell you a couple things about her. She spends all her money. And she borrows money from her twin brother, Thad. And then, after she borrows the money from her brother, she goes and buys a smartphone. Okay, so there's one of our main characters, Tanya. And you know what else we can do? We can look at this title, Tanya's Money Problems. Perhaps there's something going on with it, right? And look at her twin brother, Thad, over here. Thad, he saves all his money. And he invests his money into stocks. And that's something we'll talk about in math. And then he lends money to his sister. I wonder what's going to happen. Some things that might happen. I'll pull this down. So you can see she buys a smartphone and he lends money. What is going to happen next? Okay, we are going to read this book right now together. You follow along as I read aloud and you read out loud with me. We'll do this in a chorus. Read a story that'll allow us to further discuss cause and effect. So right now, we're going to read pages 1 through 12, and then we will pause. All right, we are done reading. Now we're going to look at a cause-effect graph. Now think back to some of the things that happened. Now, you can see one side of our graph has the causes, and there's some blank spots. Okay, so here's a blank spot, here's a blank spot. Oh, look it over here on the effects. Blank spot, effect, blank spot. What we're going to do, each of you is going to receive 2 pink Post-it notes and 2 blue Post-it notes. And what I want you to do is on the pink Post-it notes, fill in what made this cause, fill in the cause, also what made it happen. The cause of Thad and Tanya earn money each week. Wait, why did they earn money each week? That's what I want you to write on the pink Post-it note. Why? The cause of Thad and Tanya earning money. Also, the cause of why Tanya asks Thad for a loan in order to buy her smartphone. So again, on that pink piece of paper, another pink piece is to write down the cause of why Tanya asked Thad for money. Now, on the blue sheet, you're going to write the effect. What happened next? So here we go. The cause, Thad invests his money into Disney and Nintendo stock. So what is the effect? What happened? What happened when Thad invested his money? And you're going to put that on the blue sheet of paper. Another cause in our story was Tanya. She wasn't able to pay Thad. Remember, that was kind of a lot of conflict at the end of our story. Tanya was not able to pay Thad. Well, what happened next? On that blue sheet, what happened? What happens in our story when Tanya was not able to pay Thad? So take some quiet time right now by yourself. Write out 2 of the causes and 2 of the effects that line up horizontally on our graph. If you have any questions, please raise your hand silently. When you're done writing on your Post-it notes, go ahead and put your thumb up, put your pencil down, put your thumb up. You can kind of look through the book to get some new ideas, so it kind of is fresh in your mind. But we're going to take a couple minutes here to do this. And when you are done, which now you are, thank you for all those thumbs up. Thank you. Let's have you all come up here and fill in on the smartboard. Go ahead and put your Post-it notes up on the proper place, the proper blank sheet, blank spot where you can put those Post-it notes, and I will assist you with that. And here we go. We're putting up our Post-it notes. Looks great. Great ideas. Lots of similarities. There's some differences. You're right. There are different effects and different causes in the story. So finally, we are going to read together the part in the back of the story where it says, write your own ending. Awesome. This is your chance to perhaps create a different cause, which you know will affect the outcome of our story. So the cause changes, effects will also change. How do you want the story to end? Do you want Tanya to maybe go into debt to her brother? Will her dad help her out? I don't know. It's up to you. You finish the story however you want. Perhaps Tanya has learned a lesson because of the causes that happened. Her effect is that she's learned a lesson, a really valuable lesson about saving money. Because now we know that that is what happens. What I want you to do is take, I think, about 5-10 minutes and write out your own ending, however you want it to end. You can be very creative here. If you want something to happen, maybe they win the lottery. That'd be a possibility. Boy, that would definitely change that ending of the story, wouldn't it? Let's do that, and then we will pair up with a partner, our reading buddies, and we will discuss our endings and see how different they are, or perhaps they're similar. It's a good way to think about what we are reading and knowing that we can really affect what happens in our stories and in our lives. Great listening today, class.